channel. Welcome back. We got the Ul-19 out here, okay? Running an X8S and a Spektrum 3660 2400 kV. So this is a 4S P limited setup, right? So we're gonna check some data at the end of the video. I want to do a test on battery weight, okay? We're gonna run two 2S batteries for 4S in series. Got a series harness here, and we're gonna run a heavy setup in parallel, okay? 4S parallel, 10,000 milliamp versus 5,200 milliamp. Okay, so we got let's round up, 1.7, 1 pound 7 ounces, and then we have 2 pounds 3 ounces. So what is that, 14, just off the top of my head, 14, almost a pound heavier, okay? Almost a pound heavier. So I've had a lot of guys here lately message me about their boat getting really hot, or they're getting power cuts. They got some new batteries, they're getting power cuts, and the boat wasn't doing it before. Their temperatures were hot. Amp cutting, right? The packs are new. It's cutting power when I get full throttle, right? So when you pick batteries out for a boat, there's kind of a fine line, right? If you go too low in milliamp, then you'll have voltage sag, voltage ripple when you hit full throttle, right? Not gonna get full potential. If you go too big, you'll get full potential, but you have a lot of dead weight in the boat, right? And sometimes that added weight, it will pull more current than, say, a lightweight setup, right? So I'm talking like guys running 12,000 milliamp in a 30 inch boat, right? So this is 10,000 milliamp in a 30 inch boat versus 5,200, okay? So we'll probably get more run time with the higher milliamp pack if we can make it through without temp. Possibly a higher speed because you don't have voltage sag. The lighter weight set, I think the speed will be matched, right? Even with the voltage ripple, voltage sag. Not as long a run time. So when you pick out batteries for a boat, don't go too big, don't go too low, too light, because it does make a difference. I'm gonna follow this video up with my Delta Force 35. We're gonna run 3 sets of packs in it. Really light, medium, and a heavy set. I've already done that test and I know the outcome, but this right here will actually give us the ability to check the data, because the Delta Force has a Hobby Wing 180 and it just don't have data. So we're just going off of, you know, performance, handling characteristics. So let's go ahead and get GPS in there and get it all buttoned up. Start, stop, start. Okay, so we have the 5,200 milliamp SMC packs. Okay, we'll check voltage, we'll check data. Running a ABC H4, OSE dual pickup rudder, Mad Lizard, straight fin. I call it a shark fin. Heavy batteries have their place in the boating hobby, right? They do. But you have to have the electronics to back it up, right? That's nice. Full trigger. Nice ride attitude. Lightweight boat, right? Fast laps. into the wind over on that side. A little cha-cha there. We can tune that out, no problem. Feels like I got the CG a little farther back than I normally run. Full trigger. Probably should have counted my laps and did the same amount of laps and checked voltage. I think this is 4, 5 here. One more. Nice. Man, that was nice. I could feel the boat's lightweight. I could feel it. I could see it, you know. It was agile, very, very agile in the straight, in the corner. It wasn't like saggy, laggy because of the excess weight, right? And we probably got a pretty good speed, you know. So this is just a fun test. A lot of new guys into the hobby or into the boating hobby. They come from the ground world, and the ground guys, they run as big a pack as they possibly can to get run time, enough, you know, plenty of run time, right? Boats, you typically get half the freaking run time as you do a ground car, a basher, right? I mean, they pull a lot of juice. These boats do. They pull a lot of current, and run time's not very long. So they get a big bulky battery, and then they start running into issues, overheating the ESC. Running a light pack versus a heavy pack's almost like, you know, I'll probably have somebody call me out. It's almost like propping up. A light pack, you're propped down. The heavy packs, it's like propping up, going up in pitch or diameter, right? It's going to put more load on the boat, right? So let's check the voltage here. Oh no. Okay, good deal. Stop, read 64 with the Spektrum motor. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, temps. $125, 160, ooh, 125, ESC, cool, 117, 105, the back's hot, warm, 134, 168, highest I had, 64, and the batteries, 375, 375, 375, perfect. So we got about 5 laps out of it, and my temps are kind of warm here. So what I'm going to do is we're only going to do 5 laps with the big batteries, and I'm going to go ahead and cool this motor down before I do it. To get a fair test in, I've actually cooled off my motor here. Yeah, she's at 93. It was 160, right? So what I would do if I wasn't doing this test with those temperatures I just got, I would actually prop down, okay? So that we're not pulling as many amps, especially going with a heavier pack, and we know we just had warm temperatures. But for the sake of this video, for the sake of testing, I'm gonna leave this prop on. Instead of doing 5 laps, we're gonna do 3 laps, okay? Gonna do 3 laps, we'll pull it in. That'll give us the data that we need, okay? We'll be able to see how many amps we were pulling during the run. And then I'll prop down, and then it'll just give us some bonus data, right? So that's the plan, okay? So we just run 2 2S packs in series, okay? Series connector, 2S, 2S, 4S. I wish I'd have checked the battery temp. I don't think I did. Now we're going to go to parallel, okay? You guys see the difference here? So we have a series harness on the left, and on the right is a parallel harness. It doubles the voltage. And then this keeps the voltage the same and doubles the milliamp, okay? This is what a lot of racers do. They actually run parallel. This is something that I typically don't do. I typically only run series or single pack, you know. Just recently got into this parallel, right? I actually have these packs we're going to run in another video, but I figured I would do light versus heavy. These are only about 6 ounces heavier than the 2S Twin, so I figured this would be the best test for you guys to actually see a difference in amperage and well, not so much temp, because I'm not going to run the full 5 laps because I'm scared I might mess something up. Okay, 64 with the lightweight setup. I didn't do a really good tape job on this because we're about to open it back up. I think I'm going to do 3 or 4 laps. All right. Oh, we got some wind. Yeah, 3 or 4 laps here. Let's go. I'll have to take it easy on that back stretch. I don't know, I got the heavier packs in here, it might hold it down. Oh, I could definitely feel a difference in the performance, the handling. I can tell I have a heavier setup in here. Most definitely. Full trigger. That's 2 laps. Let's go for 4. Oh, I just hit a turtle. It kicked my rudder up and I couldn't turn. Oh. Man, I hope I didn't mess up my boat. Those are the heavy batteries. Why didn't that happen with the light packs? I might have messed my boat up. Man, I was hoping I could get a good test in for you guys. That was 2.5 laps. Yeah, I just hit that bank about 30 miles per hour. I was coming into this corner pretty hot. Yeah, I just hit a turtle, man. I lost all steering. I heard it hit. There he is right there, wondering what the hell happened. Oh. Damn, it buried it, man. I hope this ground's, it's been raining, so it might be soft enough we didn't mess. Oh, it probably messed that canard up. Yeah, see my rudder's kicked up. This is not the thumbnail that I wanted, but we'll use it. If it didn't mess this boat up, I'm gonna be surprised. Wow, see, that's why you pour tips. That's why you pour your tips and reinforce the fronts of your sponsons. Right there. That right there. Yep. Yeah, look at that. My rudder kicked all the way up, man. See, I drill all my breakaways out to 4mm. It's not as easy to break that breakaway. And typically I run a pretty tight pinch on my rudder, you know? Oh, wow, look at that. Typically I run a pretty tight pinch on my rudder so it don't kick all the way up like that. You know, if it breaks, well, I don't know, that's a pretty tight pinch. I hit him pretty hard, you know? And it hit my prop. Well, this test is over. Son of a... All right. Well, our temperatures got all messed up. Man, I can't win for losing. I don't even care. I really wanted to get this video out like I envisioned it in my mind, you know? I think this video will help a lot of new boaters, you know, try to pick out the right battery. Like I said, if you go too big, it's just dead weight, weighing your boat down. Yeah, you get a little extra run time, but you're going to contend with higher temperatures. All right, well, I got to it rather quick. My knee's been bugging me here lately. I can't run right now. I twisted my knee, so the temps aren't going to be where they should be. It unplugged the battery too. Yeah, that's a bummer, boys. I really wanted to do the full 4 laps. All right, well, let's see the speed. 65, okay. We had 64 with the light packs, right? A little higher C rating, less milliamp. Lower C rating, more milliamp, okay? So what I'm thinking is the heavier packs, it has more milliamp, right? So you're actually able to get more current to the motor, okay? The motor has more current to pull from, right? It's not, the voltage isn't sagging, right? And if I would have finished this run out, the 5 laps, I'm pretty sure the motor temperature would have been hotter, right? So let's go back to the shop. We'll check data and see if we pulled more amperage with this set than this set, right? I'm sure we did. I just want to see if there's a noticeable difference. Thank God my boat's okay. I did have some water in it, so I'll have to go over it again. I've already busted this seam right here one time and fixed it, and I reinforced the tips. I reinforced this canard onto the sponson, you know. So she's been through a lot. It took it with no hiccup, right? So yeah, I'll see you at the shop. Okay, so I'm back at the house. We got the 5000s in here. Got my Bluetooth hooked up. We are downloading the data. So we're going to go over the 5200 milliamp run first, and then we'll go over the 10,000 milliamp run, both 4S. All right, so should be interesting. So the 5200s, we pulled 215 amps. Okay, 215 amps with a ripple of 1.72 volts, I think, 1.73 volt. Okay, it looks like we had one spike, which is the 215, and then it averaged around 205 to 210 amps. Okay, so let's just say 210 amps and 1.75 volt ripple. Okay, round up. Controller temperature 139 degrees, which that don't really matter. 28,000 RPM. Okay, so let's check the 10,000 milliamp run, which we only got two laps in, but that should give us enough data to try to prove my point. Okay. Battery current 250 amps. We were pulling 250 amps, which is basically 40 more amps than what we pulled with the lightweight setup. Okay, our ripple, just as I suspected, was half. We're at 0.90 volt, so basically 1 volt lower ripple with the higher milliamp setup. Okay, and our, well, temperature 123. So yeah, anyway, so 250. So let's see here. Okay, so both pulls were both right there in that 250 amp range. Okay, so yeah, heavier setup, the boat weighs more, so your pushing more weight, right? It was faster with the 10,000s. I would almost put money it would have been hotter with the 10,000s, right? I'd put money on it. The boat was a little laggy in response with the heavier packs. The lighter packs, it was really responsive. It was handled like a dream, to be quite honest. So I wish I could have finished the testing, and I guess we could try it again with a different prop, but the proof's in the pudding, 210 amps versus 250, right? If you're going for speed running, like all out speed, yeah, a heavier pack will help hold the boat down. Heavier pack will have less ripple, less voltage sag, and you get more current to the motor. If you're doing turning ovals or bashing, I think a lightweight setup may be your best option. Instead of getting like one big set of packs, get two moderately sized milliamp packs, right? And just change out packs. You'll have a more responsive boat. The boat should run cooler and just as fast. I think C rating is a big factor, right? These are 100C, these are 135C, 1 mile per hour slower with the light packs than the heavy. You want a minimum of 50C, right? Boats like a high discharge, they like a lot of milliamp, but you can go overboard with the milliamp and it will get your stuff toasty. I wish I could have finished that run, man. I bet this motor would have been all out. The whole motor would have been 160 degrees. Does battery size and weight make a difference? Yes, it does. Especially if you're running a boat like this with like a Hobby Wing old V3 180, a old V3 120, a Spektrum 120, a Spektrum 160. Adding the extra weight will cause you to pull more amperage if you have a setup or a prop on your boat that's borderline, right? And then you add more weight to the equation than this style ESC with a borderline setup. It's going to cut power on you, right? You're going to get your amp cut. When you hit full throttle, it's going to cut power and you're going to be like, what the heck did I do, right? I didn't prop up. I didn't mess with anything in the driveline. I just threw bigger batteries in the boat. But bigger batteries, you're going to pull more current. Like I said, it's almost like propping up, but not, right? So next outing, I'm going to run this boat, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I have a 5200Z, I have a 7600 SMC, and I have a 9500 SMC. It's like a £1.50 difference, maybe even more with the lightest pack and the heaviest pack, and it'll blow your mind. Yeah, you do. You need milliamp for a boat. You need that deep voltage, that you're not gonna like drop and get ripple from. But at the same time, you can have too much, right? Too much weight. A light boat's a fast boat, right? A heavy boat's a fast boat, but you got to get it right. You got to have quality electronics or a low kV motor that's got the torque to turn the prop and the headroom in the ESC to spare, so you don't get those dreaded power cuts or extremely hot temperatures. Boats are simple, but at the same time, they're complex, which is the reason I love building boats, because I'm constantly learning, right? Anybody can buy a ready-to-run boat and make it run good. Building a boat and getting it to run good is a whole different story, and I like trying different things I've never tried, things other people thought about or mentioned that I try, and it's fun. I love it. It's always something to learn. It's always I'll let you guys go. The video is probably long enough. So I tried to prove what I was saying. hopefully this helps some of my new guys out. The old school guys in the hobby for a while, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The new guys, they don't. And that's why I have my channel, to help people, you know. So maybe I helped you out. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.